Welcome back, Officers of the Republic. Is your Coruscant Underworld Police Chief AP Gaines here. And hat, do you like it? Ready, boys? AP Gaines, Lakers hat. Who you got in the finals? I still got the Hawks coming back and beating the Suns. Just a little prediction. Let's get into some Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, shall we? We're talking Jedi Knight Revan today. Jedi Knight Revan, a fantastic character, especially the earlier you get him. Of course, we talked about in the Darth Revan version, there is a trade-off whether you get one before the other. We talked about that a little bit in that video. I'll just retouch on it right now just in case you haven't seen that video. Basically, Jedi Knight Revan you can unlock a lot quicker than Darth Revan. The only downside being Darth Revan is a better team. Now that being said, Jedi Knight Revan is definitely worth it, so either decision you make is up to you, and you can't really go wrong with either of these characters, but today we're talking about Jedi Knight Revan. Now, he's a pretty easy unlock. His event is super simple. It's kind of impossible to not beat his event with 7-star characters. I have a pretty popular video on my channel, my SWGOH Guides playlist, detailing how you can beat that event. Spoiler warning, I go into all the events with like a gear 10 Bastila and gear 10 Jodie Bindo, and then you click auto. And then you get Jedi Knight Revan. It's pretty self-explanatory. It was my first ever meme video. I think it was called like Top Secret Jedi Knight Revan Unlock or whatever, and it was literally just me clicking auto and like eating a sandwich or something like that. So some early origin stories for the AP Gaines memes you might be seeing. So we have our unlock squad right here. Luckily, our KOTOR's Fun is the name of this squad. I'm really enjoying squad names. So look out in my videos whenever I show squads. They're going to start having some pretty fun names, so definitely look out for that. We, of course, are going to go Bastila lead, Jodie Bindo, Zalbar mission, T3 and 4. When you unlock these, obviously these guys have been bumped up because I've been playing a lot longer than I've unlocked Jedi Knight Revan, and I had to get them up to get the Malak event. The Zetas, of course, are only there to make sure they have the 17,500 GP or whatever it is. Yeah. I think I brought the Zalbar up a little bit. But they should just barely have the 17,500 GP to unlock Malak. These characters, you can leave them at level 50. It is nice to gear them up to maybe gear 6, gear 7, because that first tier, the Jedi Knight Revan, can solo it. But having level 50, gear 6, gear 7 characters in there for the tier 1 event is nice just to soak up some damage, do a little bit of offense, but it's not necessary. I'd say level 50 or 53, get them gear 6. And you should be easily fine for the event. Bastila and Jodie Bindo are going to carry it alongside the Jedi Knight Revan. Of course, Bastila leadership is fantastic. 200% protection up at the beginning of the battle. Jodie Bindo, if you have the Zeta, you'll never lose. You do not need the Zeta because no Jedi are going to be dying in the making of this unlock. So it's not a huge deal to have that Zeta. Of course, it is a top 5 Zeta. Actually, is it still top 5? 1, 2... 3. Yeah, it's still top 5. Still a top 5 Zeta for the very, very early game. Especially once you unlock Jedi Knight Revan, you kind of need this Zeta, especially because that Jedi Knight Revan team, with the longevity of Jodie Bindo, which we'll talk about down here, and the Keanu and Friends team, is all about going the distance against teams that you might not be able to beat because of Savior, because of revives, because of stuff like that. It gives it that longevity in more complicated battles, so you're oftentimes going to find yourself going in Jedi Knight Revan lead against teams that you might be concerned, can I beat this team, can I not beat this team? A classic example would be a Padme team. Well, Padme, you might be thinking, I mean, all the players who've had experience with the game are going to understand how this works, but some of you newer players might be, you're calling in a lot of assists, how are we killing Padme? Well, we can target down on Anakin, we can basic him up, do single shot attacks, take him out, and then we target Padme, take her out, and then we can call an assist, recover banners. It's a long fight. It's tedious. Oftentimes it comes down to the wire, but we're always going to end with max banners. And that's the thing about Jedi Knight Revan. He's great for GAC, not only because he can counter sneaky teams, he can punch up, he can go the distance against teams that might kill a lot of people, like a General Grievous, or other teams like, I was going to say bounty hunters. If you got some Zetas over there or some executions, it can't be tricky now that Mando's in the game. Kind of an older counter that doesn't really work anymore. But teams that will drop some of your Jedi, you can bring them back, and it gives you that longevity. Also, the recovery with Jedi Knight Revan is fantastic. That's how you get efficient wins over stronger teams, which can really screw over your opponent because they might put down a team that they're expecting to at least drop some banners, if not hold. But if you come out of that hard counter with good banners and the win, It'll mess up your opponent's GAC, give you a pretty good shot at winning and stuff like that. The team you're going to want to run, of course, is going to be Jedi Knight Revan, Yoda, Bindo, Bastila Shan, and whoever. I oftentimes, let me just open this up here. I came prepared, guys. As you can tell, I'm a professional YouTuber. Leave a comment. Am I a professional YouTuber? Have I been slacking? Has my busy school schedule decreased the quality of my content? Let me know, boys. All right. So oftentimes, I'll throw in someone like Ezra Bridger. Excuse me. Even though he's quite weak, he has some assists. He has some double taps, some counterattacks. Great under Jedi Knight Revan lead. I oftentimes throw gas in here. I mean, I know in 3v3 I use gas under Bastila Shan because Jedi Knight Revan can only have 3 characters. But this is my 5v5 team. Of course, if you have gas and he's not 7 stars, you're going to be using him where you can. This is a nice spot. Obviously, a lot of you aren't going to have gas. If you got a random relic Jedi like my Mace Windu, I oftentimes throw him in there just as a meme. You guys saw some nice relic Mace Windu memes on the channel recently. But really, with his synergy, you can kind of throw in anyone. Ayla's great because she has some stuns, some counterattacks. I oftentimes find myself using Old Ben. Or if my team was slightly weaker or my Plo Koon was slightly stronger, I could see Plo Koon in there. He has a Dispel on the basic. He's pretty good. If you're a top-tier memer... Oh, can you actually add... You can add characters you don't unlock. Someone actually left a comment like 5 minutes before this video started and said you can add characters to names that you haven't unlocked, which is actually really helpful for making these videos, so thank you. But if you want to be a top-tier memer, you can throw in Jedi Guardian, you can throw in Amagundai, you can throw in Eth Koth, wherever he is, some Kit Fisto action. I think I actually hear that's my Amagundai. Where's my Eth Koth? Oh, here it is. I think I tried to level him up to use him in a meme video I did for Territory Wars, but I couldn't get him to 7 stars, so I ended up not being able to use him. But yeah, that's how you're going to utilize your Jedi Knight Revan. Teams you can counter, of course, you're mostly going to save it for Padme counters or GG counters. I would save using this team until you open up all of the zones, or at least know where everything is, because you never know if there's going to be, if you're in the later game, you're going to need to use them in some sort of GL counter, some free-to-play GL counter on the back wall, on the front wall. You don't know if there's a GG that's like all Relic 7 that you're going to need to counter. You don't know if there's a really beefy Padme team you're going to need to counter. It can counter kind of anything. A lot of the middle teams that aren't like A teams, like A tier, like Padme's, Darth Revans, really powerful CLSs, stuff like that. It can counter kind of all of that stuff. I would avoid bounty hunters if they're, beefy. Obviously, that's going to depend on where you are in the game and where your opponent's at in the game. If everyone's relicked, avoid that like the plague. They can all go around the taunt. If you throw in a guy with a taunt there, they're going to be getting their contract. Boba's going to be executing, preventing revive. Django's going to have the Zeta. He's going to prevent revive. Mando, of course, is going to annihilate, prevent the revive. You can use them again, great against, Night Sister, stuff like that. You can use them all over the place. They are a fantastic team. Really quickly, we're trying to get to 6969 subscribers by September 1st. If that's something you want to be a part of, hit that subscribe button. If that's not something you're interested in, don't worry. You'll just miss the summer of the 69th, baby. It is the summer of the 69th, and we are doing quite well. I'm having a great day. It's currently the middle of the night, which is why the lighting situation is terrible. Drop a comment. Make sure that when you guys go into the comment section, you make sure you like every single other comment. Drop a couple replies. Be a part of the 69th Precinct community, and I promise you it will be good back to you. As always, I love you guys, and I'll see you later.